Hello everyone and welcome to VetAaron Gaming. I'm Aaron and today we're going to be talking about Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and specifically talking about the Bounty Hunter faction. Which bounty hunters?
All of them. All of them!
That's right, Grief, we're going to be talking about every single one of them. This is going to be a guide that's mainly free-to-play focused, alright? So we're going to be talking about which bounty hunters we want, when we can get them, and how far we want to take those bounty hunters so we're not wasting any resources. And guys, I'm really enjoying making this content for you, so please throw me a subscription, throw me a thumbs up if you're enjoying the video. Hopefully they're entertaining.
Are you not entertained?
And hopefully you learn something. Now the order I'm going to talk about these bounty hunters is what I consider the top tier, then the middle tier, and then the absolute trash. Again, these are my personal opinions. If you guys enjoy a certain character, if you are absolutely in love with Embo or Greedo, hey, more power to you. Play the game to enjoy the game. But they're not really going to get you as far as some of the other bounty hunters. Alright guys, let's go ahead and dive in with our first bounty hunter. So we're going to go ahead and start with BoSK. And what does BoSK like to do?
I will blow that ugly right off your face!
There you go. Rarely seen footage of BoSK. I'm pretty sure that was him. That was him? Yeah, that was him. Rarely seen footage of BoSK. And obviously he's not a good guy, which is why he's got the dark side tag. But he's also a tank, leader, bounty hunter, and scoundrel. And frankly, this dude is an awesome bounty hunter leader. I would argue that he has the best bounty hunter lead for a significant portion of the game. You're going to rely on this guy a lot. His hunting party ability right here is a all send for the bounty hunters. Predatory instincts will give him a taunt and frenzy. All bounty hunter allies gain offense up, which is nice. All right, his lead is going to give max protection and tenacity and 100% defense while at full health. It's very, very nice. This guy is a cornerstone. The only real downside to him is he doesn't get farmable until 9B hard side, so he is a little bit later on the farming schedule. The other crazy bonus that you cannot leave out when you're talking about him is the Houndstooth ship that he commands. This ship is brokenly good and brokenly annoying. So you need to farm his ship. You need to get BoSK up and running. We'll talk about the ship and one little bright side about it a little bit later. You also need him taken all the way up to, I believe, Relic 5. Where's my notes here? Yeah, Relic 5 for the Executor. So don't worry about putting gear into him. It's not going to be wasted since the Executor is currently the meta ship in the game. So use him, throw gear into him. You'll be happy. Let's move on. So let's go ahead and talk about Grief Karga. Come on down. There he is. That happened. Alright, Grief Karga is one of my favorite characters in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Crazy useful for the bounty hunters. He also has light side support, leader, bounty hunter, and scoundrel tags. He has some awesome abilities. Bring them in from the cold, is going to dispel all buffs on the enemy, and is going to call all bounty hunter allies to assist. Sweeten the deal. Is going to give turn meter, health, protection recovery, dispel all debuffs with the Zeta. Absolutely wonderful. His leadership isn't necessarily the best, but maybe you can use it in a pinch. And he's got a pretty sweet unique here that when bounty hunter earn their payout, they get their cooldowns reduced by 1, and Grief goes under stealth, helps keep him alive. Alright, so Grief Karga, really awesome for keeping bounty hunters up. You're gonna need his heal. The full send is wonderful, especially with BoSKs or somebody else that requires hits on targets to get their contract payouts. That full send is incredibly helpful. Really good news here is that he's farmable very early, both 3E hard on light side and 4C hard on fleet battles. So you can grab him pretty early. He's also needed at Gear 10 or plus for the Beskar Armor Mandalorian Legendary event. So get him up in that range, put more into him if you want. He's an awesome character. You're not going to regret it. Moving right along, we have Boba Fett next.
Yeah, look, the giant chicken's Boba Fett.
Yeah, he is. Alright, Boba Fett is a dark side attacker, leader, bounty hunter, and scoundrel, and he is an awesome one. He has a possibility for a double tap on his basic. He can do an AoE target or ability block. He has an AoE ability block on his second, and execute can also take out the target, and they cannot be resurrected, which is wonderful. His leadership can be used somewhat effectively. It's kind of interesting. Health equal to 50% of the total potency of all the bounty hunters. I think I actually used that as helpful when I was unlocking Chewie way back in the day. So, good character, can do a ton of damage. The AoE ability blocks are wonderful. As an added bonus here, he does have a ship, which is nice. And you do need him all the way up at Relic 8 for the Executor. Again, the meta fleet in the game currently. So, dump resources into this guy. He hits hard. He's utility with the ability blocks. His ship can be utilized. This is another great one. Go ahead and throw the resources into him. The next bounty hunter in our top tier is Jango Fett. And, I mean, look at all of these tags.
I'm just a simple man trying to make my way in the universe.
If you say so, but I mean, look at this. You got Separatist, Scoundrel, Mandalorian, Bounty Hunter, Leader, Attacker, Darkside. Surely you can't be good in all of those factions.
I'll guarantee that.
All right, Jango, I'll take your word for it. But actually, guys, Jango is correct. He is pretty much a baller everywhere. Utilize this guy as often and everywhere. He's great. So, on our basic here, we got a chance at a double tap. Shrapnel Blast does a ton of damage. Healing immunity, stagger, and hits 2 targets. And then, of course, conflagration. Conflagration. Whatever that word is. Gives burning, and then they lose 25% max health stacking if they were suffering a debuff. So, really great stuff here. He also has a Scoundrel Leader. I actually use him in 3v3 with Chewie and Han. Gives them a little extra speed. They're all Scoundrels. Works together really well. And then his unique here gives 100% defense penetration and 50% max health, which is nice. This dude is awesome. You need him all the way up at Relic 7 for Jedi Master Kenobi, so you can throw in all the resources in the world. He's going to be worth it. All right, guys, and I told you earlier that there was going to be a possible bonus considering BoSK's ship, and here it is. When you farm Jango Fett, you also farm BoSK's ship. But the downside is it's 8D hard, so it's quite a bit into the game for newer players, but this is one of the absolute best nodes in the game that you're getting that ship and that character at the same time. So it's awesome. This guy will take out other teams by himself sometimes, so make sure you're throwing gear into him, farm him when you can, get the ship. It's all good. Moving right along into the fan favorite, the Mandalorian. And when he's coming for you, it only ends one way.
I can bring you in warm, or I can bring you in cold.
That's right, Mando. Checking him out here, he's got the Scoundrel, Mandalorian, Bounty Hunter, Leader, Attacker, and Light Side tags. On his basic, he's just going to do some damage, critical hit, grants another random Bounty Hunter ally critical chance up, which is nice. His Transpierce is going to call for an assist, and again, critical damage up for 2 turns. His leader is Scoundrel allies gain 20% speed. They gain some tenacity and critical chance, which is always nice. His unique here, he gains 30% turn meter. Other bounty hunter allies gain half that amount each time there is a critical hit. And of course, the most important thing here for him is when he hits his payout, he gets Disintegrate, which is a one-shot for everybody but Galactic Legends. You got trouble with Enfys Nest, Mandalorian. Darth Malik, Mandalorian. This character is awesome and also versatile. So, how do we get him?
This is the way.
Sorry, I just had to. All right, here's how. We can get him pretty early from 3C Hards, Dark Side, and a little bit later on 5E Fleet Battle. So it's kind of nice to have 2 places to get him. He's an accelerated farm now. So, I don't even need to say anything else about this guy. Just grab him and have fun just yeeting people. And the last bounty hunter I'm going to include in what I consider the top tier of the bounty hunters here is Fennec Shan with her Kick of Doom. I mean, that thing absolutely wrecks. There are videos out there where this is a counter for Lord Vader Galactic Legend kind of stuff. I mean, it does some serious damage. So, Fennec Shan here, Scoundrel, Bounty Hunter, Leader, Attacker, Dark Side, Crushing Strike, damages the enemy 5 times, and can ignore Taunt when she has Seasoned Veteran. I Don't Miss is an AoE. Your Leader ability is gaining defense, max health, max protection, and offense, but they're reduced by everybody that's on the field as far as allies go, so kind of a strange one. Can do some awesome cleanup stuff. Whenever Fennec Shan grants Tenacity up, she gains 1% offense stacking, doubled if Beskar Armor Mando is on the field, and she gets a little bit of extra bonus if Boba Fett Sign of Jango is in the leader spot on her unique. And then her payout, again, gives Seasoned Veteran until the end of battle, which she can ignore Taunt and gain some extra abilities. So she hits like a Mack truck. She's an awesome character. The only downside for us as free-to-play players at this point is she's still on the non-accelerated farm, so you're only going to get 1 shard of her every time, and it's all the way at 6C hard light side. So you're probably not going to get her early, but if you choose to put the work into her, know that she is going to be very awesome and worth it. She's currently not required for any galactic legends or legendary characters, but that can always change down the road. Alright guys, moving into the mid-range, we're going to go ahead and start with the Zam Wessel.
Fortress, my high tower and my deliverer.
Has Scoundrel, Bounty Hunter, Leader, Attacker, and Dark Side tags. Does not have a ship, and in general, a pretty lackluster kit. It's all based around thermal detonators. She gets a little bit of turn meter gain for every Scoundrel ally with thermal detonators. She throws thermal detonators, gauge speed up. Blah, blah, blah. Thermal detonator, she recovers 10% protection, 50% turn meter, blah, blah, blah. All of that is not really that important. What is important is right here. She has an Omicron for Grand Arenas, and it's awesome. So at the start of battle, she gains 20% offense for each Scoundrel, 20% max health for each Scoundrel support, 20% increase in max protection for each Scoundrel tank. But while in Grand Arenas, Zam instead gains 60% increases to her offense, max health, max protection, and most importantly, other Bounty Hunter allies gain 20% of Zam's current offense, max health, max protection, and speed until the first time she is defeated. So she gains massive boosts to every character that she's with as far as what Bounty Hunters go. So she is great for throwing in Bounty Hunter lineups to get extra speed when they start, a little bit of extra damage, extra health, all that kind of stuff. So that is the reason why she's in the mid tier, because frankly, before the Omicron, you never saw her. She wasn't really used. But that Omicron, like a lot of Omicrons, brings her right into prominence right away. So she is only farmable through store shipments. As you can see on SWGOH right here, Fleet Store and Guild Shipments are the only places that you can grab her, so you have to keep an eye on her when she comes up, alright? She is also required for Lord Vader Galactic Legend at Relic 7. So, if you have the resources, you can throw her in one of the sides, pick her up when she's around. If you're really putting in your Bounty Hunter work, then grab her, because that Omicron is a game changer. Continuing on, we're going to go ahead and talk about Dengar, who loves to hide in the shadows.
I am very, very sneaky, sir.
And throw out thermal detonators. He also has a nice little stun and speed down on his second ability. Other than that, guys, his kit isn't really that great. His Mini Mind Mayhem here has AoE that can put on a couple of nice effects. Really nice things about Dengar is he's guild store credit, so you can farm him early and easily. You do need him at Relic 5 for the Executor, but he's going to be a pretty bit player here for your Bounty Hunters. There are better options. If you don't have the time to farm them and you want to use the guild store credit just to get a Bounty Hunter team up and rolling, go for it. The other thing he's really utilized for is stealing banners in Grand Arena. If you throw him on a defensive Bounty Hunter team, it just seems like he always ends up in stealth. He has a final rollout of the thermal detonators as his last attack, and he just steals some protection banners or health banners right there at the end. So, not a totally worthless character, but he's not going to break the game either. Rolling right along, we have Cad Bane, the gunslinger from the West.
Reach for the sky.
who honestly I think is in serious need of a rework. Just if you've seen a lot of the Star Wars shows, he's a bad mamma jamma. I mean, he fights a ton of Jedi. He enjoys fighting Jedi. He gets away with it a lot. But in the game, he is a pretty weak character. Scoundrel, bounty hunter, leader, support, dark side. Really, the only reason he's in this mid tier for me and not worse is because he is needed at relic level 5 for Jedi Master Kenobi, and he does have a ship, which is nice, that pairs with the Executor because it's a bounty hunter ship. So Stun Glove here has a chance to stun, which is nice, and remove 50% turn meter, which is doubled against Jedi, which is real nice. Other than that, guys, you're not really getting a whole lot out of Cad Bane, which is unfortunate because I think he's an awesome character. He's done well in the animated stuff. He's done really well in the live action Mandalorian stuff. The Book of Boba Fett, Mandalorian 3, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, kind of a letdown here. You can farm him from Galactic War store, so you can get him very early, but you know, you need him for some stuff, but you're not gonna love playing with him, which again is unfortunate. So CG, come on, rework for Cad Bane, please. Rolling right along, we have the real angry robot IG-88 who loves to just blast away. He does have some good tags here: Scoundrel, Droid, Bounty Hunter, Leader, Attacker, Dark Side. Unfortunately, the letdown in his kit seems like all of his abilities are chances. So on his basic, inflict healing immunity for 2 turns. Awesome, except it's only a 60% chance. Rapid Fire, AoE chance, ability block for 1 turn, defense down for 2. But again, 55% chance. So that seems to be his main drawback. If he's not landing those, then he's not really doing that much for you. You do need him to Relic 5 for the Executor. He does have a ship, which is pretty much why he's in this mid-tier. He's also very easy to farm with the Squad Arena store. So you can pick him up easily and early. He does have a ship. He does have a bunch of tags, which are going to put him in that mid-tier. But unfortunately, he's just the chance to land those effects instead of just landing those effects kind of limits his effectiveness in a lot of battles. But mid-tier, not awful, but he's not going to be a game changer for you. Rounding out my mid-tier bounty hunters is going to be Aura Singh.
Well, you boys look lost.
Are we still watching Disney? Is this animated? What? All right. Anyway, she's Scoundrel, Bounty Hunter, Leader, Attacker, Dark Side. The one thing that you're going to end up utilizing her for the most, her leadership ability, getting her contract off is incredibly easy. So getting to Mando's execute, or his disintegrate, whatever it is, comes out lightning quick. All right, that is the biggest advantage she's going to give you. Her sniper's expertise is a pretty good hit, can do some pretty good damage. But in general, you're going to throw her in that leader slot. You're going to trigger your contract pretty much immediately. And then Mando's going to disintegrate somebody, which is nice. She isn't currently needed for any Galactic Legends or Legendary characters, which is a bummer, and she's farmed kind of late at a 7C in the Cantina. As you can see here, I haven't even found time to put the work into her. So if you've got some free Cantina energy, you want to make an outstanding Mando team that can get to disintegrate really quickly, go with Aura Singh. Other than that, I'd say you're not really missing much other than her entrances. All right, moving into the, the trash category, I guess you could call them. And I might get hate for this one, but we got Embo here who, throws his hat, which I suppose there are worse things to throw.
Oh, that really hurt. I'm gonna have a lump there, you idiot. Who throws a shoe? Honestly.
But he does have a couple of tags here: Scoundrel, Bounty Hunter, Leader, Attacker, Dark Side. He can be utilized. His basic has a buff Dispel, and his Kyozo War Helmet, throwing it can do a lot of damage. But other than that, his kit is just a little bit lacking. He's farmed kind of late at 8C hard Dark Side. He is needed at Relic level 5 for Lord Vader Galactic Legend, but I don't know. There's just something about him. I'm not even entirely sure what it is. You know, he hits harder if he has protection, but then he loses protection, so he has more offense when he has protection, but then when he doesn't have protection, he gains critical chance. It's just, I don't know. It's just something about this kit that doesn't really pay out. You're rarely going to see somebody use an Embo unless they have Lord Vader. So if you're going for Lord Vader, go ahead and use him. He can hit pretty hard from time to time, so maybe you get some use out of him. But in general, this is not a character that a free-to-play farmer not going for Lord Vader is really going to mess with. And last and certainly least, we have Greedo, and I'll show you real quickly what Greedo is good for.
Yes, I bet you have.
And that's it. He's a scoundrel, bounty hunter, leader. Why am I even talking about this guy? You're not going to farm him. I'm not even going to tell you how to farm him. It's easy, but you don't need him for anything. You don't need him for legendaries. You don't need him for Galactic Legends. And he is just trash. So forget I even talked about him, all right? And then there is one more that I'm also not really going to talk about, and that is Boba Fett, Scion of Jango, because he is still a conquest character, which is not free-to-play accessible for the most part at this time, unless I don't know, unless you're doing something crazy with your conquest store credits, and even then I just don't know if it's possible. This guy is a galactic legend killer in, I believe it's Territory Wars. Yeah, Territory Wars. He has an Omicron. I think he's actually got a couple of Omicrons. Yeah, a couple of Omicrons, Territory Wars. This guy is a baller. Other than that, everybody seems to be pretty disappointed with him. I obviously don't have him unlocked, so I'm not going to talk about him too much, not only because I don't have him, but also, again, he isn't really farmable for us. So there you guys have it. Free-to-play guide to the bounty hunters as VetAaron sees it. If I were going to recommend a starting team to farm with that can really get some work done, it would be BoSK lead with Jango, Boba, Mando, and Greef. If you're going for JMK earlier, maybe throw in Cad Bane into one of those slots. Zam Wessel with the Omicron if you're real Grand Arena heavy. There is some variation, some different ways you guys can go. I'm not telling you there's a right or a wrong way. I'm just trying to give you guys some information that I've come up with as I played. If you guys have any thoughts on it, go ahead, throw them in the comments section down below. I'm always open to feedback and criticism. And if you guys enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel. It helps me out more than you can know. Thumbs up are always nice for the algorithm also. Other than that, guys, have fun, good luck, and I'll see you on the holotables.
So I got that going for me, which is nice.